Hello folks, Saint-Yves here. Welcome to this week's video. This one will be a direct follow-up to last week's, as I will give you some more tips to improve your game. However, new players won't be able to perform some of them right away, so we'll start with the easiest ones, up to the more complex tricks. Still, it's fine to keep them all in mind and to try to use them as soon as you can. Before jumping right into it, I wanted to take a second to thank you guys for all the support you've been giving me. It really means a lot to me. The channel is growing steadily, and even though I didn't set any goals or expectations when I created it, I'm pretty happy to see more and more players driven into it. Do not hesitate to visit the Discord channel linked in the description. There you can find all slides of my videos and ask me questions. It's easier for me to answer you this way. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and as usual, don't hesitate to leave feedbacks on the comments section. The first thing we'll discuss today should have been in the previous video, but I simply forgot it. Sorry for that. No matter how far you're into the game, never, ever use poison when joining a feast. Poisoning is really annoying for the people on the other end, as you make the host loses 1,000 points. What's more, you're taking a seat that could otherwise have been taken by a player who would have given 1,000 points to the host. In the end, the host potentially loses 2,000 points. Remember that hosting costs gems, so if you don't want to be an ass, do not poison feasts. This usually will call retaliation anyway. If you later want to host feasts, people will remember that you poisoned their feasts, and will poison you back. You might face difficulties to join or stay in an alliance. And you might also be denied of competing in any tournament, challenge, or event. So just don't do it. Forget that poisoning exists and move on to the next tip. Next thing I will talk about today will be of utmost importance as soon as you leave the beginning phase of the game. For veteran players, it is so obvious that it has become some kind of unconscious reflex, but for players who jumped not so long ago into the game, it might not be a given. Challenges and events do not randomly appear each Monday and Friday of every week. They follow a constant pattern, a 4 weeks calendar, which you have to learn and play with. It hasn't always been like this, and developers change it from time to time. For example, I remember when I started playing that we actually had to follow a 5 weeks calendar. It can also be shaken up when server merges happen, but things seem to have settled to the current 4 weeks calendar, at least for the last couple of months. Challenges and events calendar will dictate when you stock up resources, and when to use them. You want to do that in order to get as many progress and ranking rewards as you can, and maybe to compete for a title. Progress and ranking rewards are significant enough to care about them, and that's why you have to play around the calendar. You do that to not fall behind players that are also playing around the calendar. If they can reap some of those rewards while you never do that, they will simply grow faster than you. As such, you should jump into the calendar train, but don't do it too soon. At the beginning of the game, it is better to use your resources to expand your kingdom as soon as possible, up to the moment you should consider starting hoarding them. When should you make the switch? In my opinion, when gold stops being an issue to level up your heroes and investiture material becomes the main roadblock. Why at this point? Because the first challenges where you will be able to hit full progress rewards will be the spend gold, use grains, and lose soldiers challenges. For that, you will need to stack up 50 billions of each resource, meaning that you need to generate more than 50 billions every 4 weeks. It's easier to build up resources if you're a block to use them. Once you can successfully reach the last tier of progress rewards on those challenges, you should only spend resources according to the calendar, again because of progress and ranking rewards, but also to give you some chances to grab a king or emperor title. Getting one will reward you with 200 gems every day for 30 days, so it gives you 6,000 gems in total. That's a lot of gems, so competing for one can't be a bad idea. 2 quick things about that. First, the use 50 billions of one resource challenges do not grant a king title, only a lord one. You won't get any gem bonus for a month should you win a challenge of the sort. Second, titles don't stack. Having 2 active is useless, as you still will get 200 gems a day, not 400. What you can do should you get a second title while one is already active is to not claim the rewards you get by mail containing the second title. This is because the 30 days duration only starts when you claim the reward, so you can delay the moment you activate it up to when the first one fades. Be careful though, mails only stay in your mailbox for 30 days. Up next, though I explained it in a previous video, I again want to talk about the beast trick, as it is related to the calendar. Raising quality during a quality challenge will usually grant you a decent kingdom power boost, especially when you've been playing for some time and when you decide to raise quality of your top heroes. As such, at some point you face a dilemma: should I raise quality during a quality event, or during a kingdom power event? The beast trick is here to make those two ends meet, and let me explain why. When a kingdom power challenge goes active, the game will check what was your highest kingdom power ever obtained, and only any gain from that highest point will count for the challenge. That's why you can't simply unbind your beasts and reattach them immediately, or unbind them just before the challenge starts and bind them again when it is active. Those two methods won't work. But if you unbind your beasts when the challenge is not active, gain kingdom power in the meantime and bind your beasts again when the challenge is active, the game will consider that you have gained kingdom power, being equal to what you gained in the meantime. Knowing all that, it should be easy to understand that if you unbind beasts before raising quality during a quality challenge, then raise said quality, and finally wait for an active kingdom power challenge to bind them again, you will score in both challenges. So just do it. Getting progress rewards of the kingdom power challenge will be easier this way. Of course, you're limited to the total attributes of your beasts, but this should be enough to secure several millions of kingdom power to be transferred. Right now, by doing so I am able to stock around 60 millions, which is about a third of what you need to reach the last progress rewards tier. This is nothing to sneeze at. The next tip is easier to understand, and can be used by all players. It's about min-maxing your daily expeditions rewards. Using auto mode is easy, but if you want to improve your rewards, you have to go manual. Now good rewards only come at the last 2 fights of every 10, on battles 9 and 10, then 19 and 20, then 29 and 30, and so on. This means that you can auto the first 8 battles, then manual the next one, manual again the next one, and rinse and repeat. Hence the 811 trick. What you are looking for on priority is manuscript caches, XP bags up until kingdom level 17, and then tribute chests. Tomes come in last position, but still should be taken over XP bags if your kingdom is level 17. You always want to stop after a full 10. It's useless to do something like 126 expeditions. You should stop at 120, save some soldiers and aim for 130 as soon as the cost is not prohibitive anymore. Using the 811 method is tedious, but gives better results in the long run than simply using auto, so maybe consider adding it to your arsenal. Another min-maxing method can be used for your daily routine, this time when punishing prisoners in the dungeon. As you may have noticed, the last prisoner has a variety of rewards he can give you, including gems. Those gems come 100 by 100, meaning you can get 100, 200, 300 and so on. Obviously this is by far the best reward you can get out of the entire cast of prisoners, and in order to have the best chance of getting those gems, you can try to not hit the last prisoner every day. Instead, wait for between 2,000 and 3,000 standing when reaching him. Depending on how far you are in the campaign, it may take several days. But it will give you a pretty decent chance to hit those gems, not every time of course, but the percentage of success is satisfying enough. Give it a few tries and see if it works for you as well. And finally, I wanted to share with you my thoughts about something I find very interesting to do, which is using gems to double the rewards of the Kingdom campaign map missions that reward dueling tokens. Why would you consider doing that? Because it allows you to convert gems into quality. This trait is good because after all your gems should be spent in an efficient way to make your kingdom stronger. Dueling tokens have one main purpose: competing for rewards during a tournament or cross-server tournament challenge. Basically you will need to get 4 times the number of your heroes every 28 days. If you have 50 heroes, you need 200 tokens. 75 heroes, 300 tokens. This is because you will send every hero to fight twice per event, once every day. Since those 2 challenges last 2 days, you will send your heroes 4 times in total. Doing your Kingdom campaign missions on a regular basis should have you covered. Why do I gem to get more of them then? Because you can use extra tokens to duel outside of those tournaments, in order to get extra quality points that will later be converted into quality. By being active and doubling the rewards, I'm able to get at least 12 extra tokens a day. I use them to duel with my top 12 heroes, granting them around 250 quality points for each of them, every day. If you do the math, it adds up to 450 quality a month, which is significant. Of course, I'm in a server old enough to have players that retired months ago and with a big number of heroes, so finding a target to farm is easy for me. It probably won't yield as much if you join the game after I did, but with time your target range will improve and you will also find juicy players to stomp. Doubling a 1-star road construction mission on Castle 3 costs 8 gems and will reward an extra dueling fragment. Since you need 4 of them to combine into a dueling token, said extra dueling token will cost you 32 gems. This gives a rate of 32 gems for about 1 quality, which is a trait I'm happy to take. Doubling a 1-star make contributions to your alliance mission on Castle 7 costs 36 gems and rewards 1 extra dueling token. As you can see, it's pretty close to the cost of doubling dueling fragments. Now, doubling 2 stars and 3 stars missions cost more, and while you get extra chances to end up with 4 fragments or tokens, I feel like it doesn't happen enough to justify the extra cost, so I don't double those ranks. However, a 4 stars mission will always yield 4 fragments or tokens, should you gem it to double the rewards. It costs 23 gems for getting 2 extra fragments on Castle 3, and 106 gems for 2 extra tokens on Castle 7. This gives an exchange rate of 46 gems a token on Castle 3, and 53 gems on Castle 7. While not as interesting as 1-star missions, the rate is good enough to consider it. 5 stars and 6 stars are not worth it, for the same reason as 2 and 3 stars missions. So if you can find good targets on your server and are not afraid to spend some time on the tourney grounds, I recommend you invest gems with this method. I find it worth it in the long run. And that's all for today. Hopefully you learned a few things that will help you improving your game. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please leave a positive comment or click on the like button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you around next time. Bye bye.